But first, I'm John Bachman. A former Pentagon #2 is reportedly headed for the top spot. Former Undersecretary of Defense Ashton Carter is expected to be the president's nominee to replace outgoing Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel. Senator James Inhofe, ranking Republican on the Armed Services Committee, says he was told about the decision earlier today, and he likes the pick. Carter has served in the Pentagon under all three of the president's defense secretaries thus far. And a man who was briefly considered for the defense secretary post, current Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson, has been on Capitol Hill today facing questions about the president's order to shield millions of illegal immigrants from deportation. Some members of the House Homeland Security Committee see the potential for widespread fraud.
All sorts of lies and exploitation are going to be driven to this point, and I think it's going to be impossible for y'all to be able to determine who in fact qualifies under this very broad and illegal executive order.
Members of the committee have also hammered Secretary Johnson over what many see as a presidential flip-flop before the election, saying that he did not have the authority to do this, and then going ahead and issuing the executive order after the election anyway. Speaker of the House John Boehner is reportedly ready to propose funding most of the government until next September, with the exception of funding the Department of Homeland Security. A senior Republican aide says DHS would only be given short-term funding so Congress can reconsider the president's immigration plans and how to stop them early next year. And one of the wives of the leader of ISIS is apparently in custody in Lebanon. Officials believe they caught a wife of Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi traveling with the couple's child at a crossing near the Syrian border. They were picked up about a week and a half ago carrying fake IDs. Another one of al-Baghdadi's wives was released earlier this year in a prisoner swap in Syria. And we promise this will be the last debate of the 2014 elections we cover here. Louisiana Senator Mary Landrieu and her challenger, Congressman Bill Cassidy, going back and forth over accusations that he padded his paycheck while working as a doctor at LSU, and over her vote on Obamacare.
Entering into an agreement with one of our hospitals, and there's absolutely no record of the work that he's done.
Senator Landrieu justifies her vote for Obamacare, it would not have passed without her, by saying she's for the poor and the uninsured, even though demonstrably Obamacare has hurt the economic prospects of the poor.
Cassidy also hit Landrieu over private plane usage. Voters in Louisiana head to the polls on Saturday. And a gruesome attack today in northern Kenya. At least 3 dozen workers were at a quarry have been killed by suspected Islamic extremists from neighboring Somalia. The attacker singled out non-Muslims to be killed. The terror group Al-Shabaab has claimed responsibility. And Temple University's most famous graduate is stepping down from the school's board. Bill Cosby, of course, facing those accusations of sexual assault. He decided to resign from the post he's held since the early 80s. Another update coming up for you in 30 minutes. Now back to Midpoint.